This is a holy crap moment for me today. Like, unbelievable what I've just discovered in doing a bit of background research. I follow a news publication called Slay News, S-L-A-Y. And the reason I follow them is because over the last year, 2 years, they've been putting out articles that I've kind of questioned. Like, is this real? And every time I've done my background to source the information, to find the information that they're referring to, I found that everything that they reported has been true. I haven't found anything to this point that has not been. Well, their most recent article is about a guy named Dennis Meadows who published a book called The Limits to Growth. And on its surface, you go, okay, well, what's that book about? Is it about agriculture? Is it about economic development? Is it about, is it about growing your own wealth portfolio? Is it about, like, it could be any number of things. But then when you look into the book and you start reading through the book, you realize he's talking about the population. And throughout the book, he advocates for the reduction of the world by 7+ billion people. He thinks that the world needs to be reduced to a population of 1 billion, and this needs to be done through a strong dictatorship, by way of a strong world dictatorship, by way of economic reduction, by way of food limitation, by way of basically oppression that leads to people wanting to commit suicide. And if those methods don't work, then going to the next level. Kind of sounds like the final solution to me. Heard that before? Yeah, well, anyway, Dennis Meadows sits on the board of the World Economic Forum. Klaus Schwab wrote the book, The Great Reset, and in the book, The Great Reset, talks about the fourth industrial revolution and cites Dennis Meadows as being one of the people that he looks up to because his methodologies of implementing a world reduction program is the best way. So now we go to the next most important piece of information. The UN has openly admitted to adopting and supporting Agenda 2030. Klaus Schwab openly admits to penetrating our government, our cabinet. Our government meets and greets with Klaus Schwab and all the other disgusting tyrants that are pushing this agenda forward and smiles and glad hands for the camera. They're pushing a genocide like the world has never seen before. And now we can understand why all these things are happening when you look at it through that lens. Why we're seeing all of these food distribution centers, suddenly being inoperable because they have a plane hit them, or 3 planes hitting 3 different distribution centers within the course of a week. Fires happening, explosions happening, all kinds of issues happening that are shutting down food distribution. Our economics getting absolutely destroyed simultaneously across the world. And a whole host of other concerning things like, a virus and a solution to that virus that is leading to major issues. I could go on. What we're seeing is the biggest threat to humanity. And if you want to ignore it or try to say it's not happening, then do your research rather than posting comments saying, oh, here we go again. Not that I get a lot of them, because I think a lot of people see it now. But for those of you that don't, it's time to remove your head from your rear end, because this is not something that is made up by somebody in their basement. Look up the book, The Limits to Growth. Look up Agenda 2030. Look up the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Look up the World Economic Forum. And look to see if your government, current government, has affiliated themselves with them and aligned with their ideologies. And then ask yourself, do you think you're important enough to be a part of the 1 billion? Do you? You fancy yourself that important to them, do you? Because it seems to me that there is a long list of people, myself included, that will be included in that 7+ billion people. And by the way, that's 84% reduction of the earth that he and they are advocating for and putting policies in place that are going to lead to that inevitability. It's time.